Hi Facebook, it's Marci Nettles here again, bringing you a love note. I am so excited to be back with you here live. And as you're jumping on, guys, I am so thankful for every single one of you that joins me on these live broadcasts. And for those of you that watch as replay viewers, thank you so very much for taking the time to come and spend some time with me learning about pucker factor today. So again, my name is Marci Nettles. I'm coming to you from Goodyear, Arizona. So as you're hopping on, I'd love to know where you're coming on and watching from. So please just put city and state down in the comment section so that I can see where you are and know who's watching me. Hi Jen, hey Jeannie, thanks for jumping on. You know, I'm excited to be on here to talk to you about this today because I actually got some of this inspiration from my husband this past weekend as he was teaching what we call an academy or a Super Saturday training for people that are in our type of business. So while he was talking, I've heard his presentation and I've listened, you know, every single time and I've learned a lot. But this time I chose to let myself be inspired. And so this topic actually came to me through his training this past weekend. So shout out to my husband, Dr. Don D. Nettles. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your inspiration. So guys, I want to talk to you. Hey, how are you? A little bit about leadership and what it does to you when you start to think about it as you being a leader, okay? So think about this, and I want you to just kind of play along with me here, okay? So as you start to think about yourself in a leadership role, whether it is a leadership role where you have 5 people that you need to give direction to and to help inspire, or it's a leadership role maybe of stepping into the supervision of 100 people. Think about this for just a second. As I'm talking about having the responsibility of being a leader. Hi, Jennifer, Jules, guys, thanks for jumping on live. I appreciate you. I'd love to know where you're coming in from. Let me know, city, state, please. So as we're talking about this leadership thing, and as I'm mentioning, it's like, so maybe you're, you know, responsible for 5 people, or maybe you're responsible for 20, or how about 100 people are looking to you for inspiration and guidance? As you're thinking about that, what types of feelings are you starting to have? Hi, Russell. Thanks for jumping on. Are you getting maybe some butterflies in your stomach? Or how about getting a little bit sweaty? Maybe it's like, or how about your hands are getting a little bit clammy because of the nervous feelings that you're having, thinking about being a leader? You know what? There's a lot of people that look at themselves and think, oh my gosh, how could I be a leader? You know, because I can't get over this, or maybe I stutter when I start to think about leadership, or I think about trying to be the person that has the answers, right? Hi, Will. Thanks for jumping on. You know what? The thing is that we all have different responses to the idea of leadership. And it also means something different to every single one of us. Maybe you're thinking about in the work field. Maybe you're thinking about in a church capacity, or you're thinking about in a business, a home business type capacity. Well, I'm thinking about any type of capacity, right? Because so many people look at themselves so negatively that as soon as they start thinking about being a leader themselves, they start having that pucker factor. And what happens when we have the pucker factor? We back off and we choose not to do it. We choose not to challenge ourselves, and we choose not to live up to what our potential is. So what I have to tell you guys is it's time for you to freaking get over yourselves. You've got to get over yourself when it comes to leadership and the feelings that you initially have. Because when you back off, you're letting your feelings or your brain talk you out of your greatness and what you have inside of you to offer the world, okay? So when that happens, what you're doing is you're depriving this world of an actual true leader. Because when you have those feelings, it's because you care. It's because you're worried that you won't be able to live up to the type of leader that you want to be for people. And just right there is evidence enough that you have great leadership ability inside of you. It's just a matter of stepping outside of that comfort zone and deciding to be the leader that you are. Thanks for jumping on, guys. Hi, Jody. Hi, Elizabeth. I appreciate you guys on live. Hi, Tony. If you are a replay viewer, thanks so much. But those of you that hop on live, I appreciate you so much too, because you are making that decision instantly to hop on here live. But if you're a replay viewer, please let me know down below, #replay. And I'd love to know where everybody's coming in from, so make sure you put it in the comments section. And I would like to know if, number one, you have had any of those feelings when you think about leadership. Have you had butterflies in your stomach? Have you had that sweaty feeling? It's like all of a sudden you're wet everywhere, or your hands are all clammy. You're afraid to shake hands with people because you know they're going to feel it. If you've had any of those feelings when you've thought about yourself being in a leadership role, put a 1 in the comment section for me, because I want you to know you're not alone. So don't be afraid to open up and say, oh my gosh, that's so me. It drives me nuts to think about being a leader. So what I need you guys to understand, though, is the world is crying out for great leaders. The world needs great leaders. Doesn't mean that we have to be great when we start leading, but it means that we have to have the intention of being a great leader, right? Because every single one of us is really a leader. It's a matter of how we choose to use our influence, whether it's for good or for maybe evil, or just for something in between, right? Because if you have yourself living in a world where there's other people, which I'm pretty dang sure every single one of you have somebody else on this planet with you, because I'm talking to you right now and I see y'all getting on here. Hey, Laurel, thanks so much for jumping on and for dropping that 1 there. Think about it, guys. We don't live in this world alone. And so that means that we, every single day when we step outside of our houses, or even get out of our own beds and go out into our own kitchens, and we have other people around us, have the opportunity to influence them. And do you know that by having the opportunity to influence immediately puts you into a leadership role? If you choose, you can be a good leader or you can be a bad one, all by your choices and your actions and your example. Because when people are watching you, they're looking to you to see what's going to happen in any circumstance. Hi, Giselle. Thanks so much. Welcome from Mexico. I love it. I love it. So this is the thing, guys. You have a conscious decision to make every single day. Because when you wake up, there will be someone watching you, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's just people that you interact with, or how about most importantly, your family and your children. That's where we need to start with our leadership skills and the attention to our leadership ability. It's our families, it's our kids that need us to be at our very best and be present and to want to be more for them. So if you can connect with that, if you think that starting in the home is the most important place for leadership, please put a 2 in the comment section down below, because I'd like to know if I'm on the right, the right page here. If you guys agree with me that the world is crying out for great leaders and it's really got to start at home, put a 2 in the comment section. Because what's happening is that as parents, we have a great responsibility to our children and to the world, because our children are going to be the next generation of leaders. And so if we choose to take on the leadership role at the highest level we possibly can in our own homes, by our example to them, by how we make them feel, how we encourage them, how we challenge them, and how we hold them accountable or discipline them. Our consistency is so important. What we're doing is we are raising up the next generation of leaders, the next generation of parents that eventually will, one of these days, be the parents of maybe the next president or next state senator or congressperson that is so important and influential over this world in making decisions. They are great leaders, but guess what? Great leaders are not made without great leaders at home. So that's what I'm saying about this pucker factor, guys. We've got to get over it. And we've got to make sure that we make the decision every single day that the influence that we have, the people that we influence, that we take the time to influence them properly. Because no leadership role, no matter how small or how grand, how huge, is any less important. Because when we're talking about being a parent, some people will look at that as just a regular responsibility, right? I would actually say that it's the greatest responsibility, the most important leadership role that you could ever have. And that is teaching our young children how to be in this world as human beings, being kind, being loving, leading from their hearts, not judgmental, not looking at anyone else differently than they look at themselves, and making sure that they're looking at themselves as the most amazing creations that they are. So when we're talking about leadership, who's on board with me? Are you ready to get rid of your pucker factor, embrace your level of leadership wherever you are, whether it is in a church calling, whether it is in a home-based business where you've got thousands of people around the world that are looking out for you. And you know what, and I have to tell you that in our business, I mean, that's what we do. We have an international networking business that we work with thousands of people around the world. And I'll tell you that some days I wake up and I'm like, how in the heck do we do this? And other days I wake up and I realize that I haven't been the leader that I should have been because my example was not there properly. But then the next day I knew that I had another chance to start over and to do it all again, right? And so that's the important things. Hi, Liz. Hey, Miss Marcella. Thanks for hopping on. Is that we have new days for new opportunities to become that leader that we want to be for all those important people in our lives, starting with our families. Because if we can increase our leadership at home, yes, Christopher, you've got it right there. Right there. Leadership and world peace begin at home. And that's why I would say that being a leader in your own home, teaching your children how to be loving, kind human beings and creating leadership skills inside of our children, giving them opportunities to go out and lead others and to show who they are, we can change this world by being the leaders that we need to be with our own families, guys. So when I say you just need to get out of your own way, what I'm saying is you have to understand. Awesome, Melissa. Yes. And I challenge you guys, start at home. Start at home. Because if we take this seriously and we just stop the pucker factor thing and only think about leadership being on a grand scale, do you know that anything that you start at on a smaller level and work really hard at it to become proficient at it and just to be confident in what you're doing. And if you become proficient and confident in what you're doing with your children at home, you're creating this amazing family and amazing kids. But on top of that, you're biting one piece of that elephant at a time at developing your leadership skills to where you can become a leader outside of your home and be a leader and an example to a greater group of people. So I hope this is making sense to you guys. Please, if you're finding any value in this, please let me know. Drop value down in the comment section, and please share it forward if you think that there's anybody else that needs to know that. Get rid of the pucker factor, because the thing is that if you're just thinking about being a leader and you're worried and scared, get over it, because you're already a leader, because no matter what you do when there's other people around, they're watching you. The only thing is you have a decision to make. What kind of a leader, what kind of influence are you bringing out? Meaning, are you being a good example or a poor example in influencing the people that you have the opportunity to be around? So just know that God loves you. I love you. He created you to be an amazing leader and to make a big difference in this world. And I challenge you to take that on just 1% better every single day. In a year's time, you've completely changed who you are. So this is a love note from Marci. I hope that you've gotten value out of it. Just know that you are enough because you are, and I look forward to seeing the leadership develop in each one of you. All right, guys, love you. Have a great night, and I'm off to my next task. Bye.